What's going on, guys? It's Nathan here. Welcome to another video. In this video, I have something super special for you guys. So maybe you're trying to get started with your very own cubing YouTube channel, but you might have hit some roadblocks. You might just not really know where to start. Today, I have some advice for you guys on how to get past all of those roadblocks and also how to get started with a cubing YouTube channel. And don't just take the advice from me. I'm actually being joined by 3 fellow YouTubers who have had a lot of success on this platform in the cubing world. Those YouTubers are Encoded, Cubeorithms, and CubeSolveHero. So I'm gonna get us started with the first bit of advice. And my first bit of advice is to those of you who haven't started a YouTube channel yet, because maybe you don't know where to start, you don't think you have the right gear to get started. My advice is just do it. I started with a borrowed camera from my parents and a whiteboard. I literally put the camera down like above the whiteboard and had the worst lighting ever, but I got started on it and my first video ended up being pretty successful because it was in kind of like a different niche. And so your first videos are going to be a learning process no matter what. It doesn't matter what kind of quality stuff you have, what kind of gear you have, it's always going to be a learning process. And as kind of you develop who you are as a YouTuber, it's gonna take some time. So there's no better time than the present than to just get started with your YouTube channel. So now that I've given you guys my first bit of advice, I'm gonna hand it off to my friends in the YouTubing community, Encoded, Cubeorithms, and CubeSolveHero. Let's go ahead and get started with our clips.
Alright, what's guys, Encoded, and in order to build a following on YouTube, yes, you do have to make good videos, but you also need to know how to build an audience, which effectively means marketing your videos and building an outreach that'll get as many eyes on you as possible. Now, this is something that I struggled a lot with when I first started my channel. So when I first started my channel, I was just posting the most random content ever, you know, random solve videos, reviews of cubes that I already had, and needless to say, they didn't do very well. But this all changed when I unboxed the Yushin Fire. So this cube was extremely new, no one had done a video on it on YouTube yet, so I decided I was going to be the first one. And because my video on the Yushin Fire was the only one on YouTube, it did really well. It got like 10 times the views of my normal videos, so I decided why not keep on doing this. So every single time a new cube came out, I'll make it my goal to get it as quickly as possible and then make a video about it as quickly as possible and upload it so that when I upload the video, it would be the first one on YouTube and I continue to find more success and the channel is what it is today. Now, obviously, I'm not telling every single one of you guys to be buying cubes right when they come out so you can be the first one to make them. I'm just saying it so that you guys can know that there needs to be intent behind making a video. You know, you need to have a strategy. Yes, most of your time and effort should be put into the content, but you also have to put a lot of thought into what videos are going to do well, why this video is going to do well, and how I'm going to make it happen. So that's my tip for you guys. That's all for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Hi guys, Blue here. I'm from a YouTube channel called Cubeorithms, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about my experience as a creator and give you some advice. So over at my channel Cubeorithms, I specialize in making animated cubing content and just general content that's funny. I do the usual cubing stuff like product reviews, unboxings, etc. But rather than being a pro speed cuber and trying to be informative, I'm just hilarious. Not to pat myself on the back. When I first started making videos and for the first long time of my channel, probably the biggest challenge that I faced was finding my identity as a creator. I think from pretty early on, I knew that in order for Cubeorithms to be successful, I needed to be doing something different, something that nobody else in the cubing community was doing. I needed to have something that made me unique. For a long time early on, I was looking to other cubing channels for inspiration, and I was finding it really hard to come up with original ideas. I found it a lot easier to just kind of copy what other people were doing, put my own creative personality spin on it, but essentially it was the same type of content that other people were doing. Unboxings, reviews, tutorials, solve videos, you know, the usual cubing content. It really wasn't until I started looking for inspiration outside the cubing community that my channel really started to become successful. In my case, it was animation. That was the other community that I looked to for inspiration for my videos, because that was just kind of naturally the type of content I like to watch. Channels like The Odd Ones Out, and Jaden Animations, and Something Else YT, and Tim Tom, and just these storytime animation channels is what I like to watch, and I thought I could probably do something like that. And so I started making my own storytime animation videos, but with a cubing twist on it. And when I started making animated cubing videos, that was a really good thing for the channel because that was something that nobody else was really doing. Basically, you think about YouTube and you think that there are millions of channels, there's billions of videos. Coming up with an original idea is really hard. But faking an original idea is super easy. All you have to do is take one community, let's say the cubing community for example, and take another community, let's say the animation community for example, and I think there's a lot of application for this in the cubing community specifically because in terms of YouTube, the cubing community is pretty small, but there's lots of communities that people in the cubing community are also a part of. Let's say the gaming community. I'm gonna give you a free idea. Let's play format for cubing. You take a puzzle and you react to it. My best piece of advice would be that if you're feeling stuck, like you don't have any ideas or whatever, look outside of the cubing community for inspiration. I'm sure that somewhere you're going to be inspired by something, get an idea for something you can bring to the cubing community that doesn't already exist here that will help you to form your creative identity. Having something that makes your channel unique that nobody else is doing is going to super duper help you to grow and to have fun and to feel good about the stuff that you make. That's my advice. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later.
Hey all, I'm Brandon, otherwise known as CubeSolveHero, and I'm here to talk about Burnout, and no matter who you are subject to its wrath. See, anybody can start a YouTube channel, work hard at it, and grind its way to make it working. However, the hardest seasons I've had to personally overcome were those seasons of burnout. I remember my first burnout. It was around the time where I just started monetizing. I was newly sponsored by SpeedCube Shop, and I was sitting around 1,500 subs. It wasn't that I was making money, and really I wasn't making much of it, but all of a sudden I had this odd pressure to perform and make content and really get on the strict schedule. Mentally, I knew I was crazy and that I was looking for any excuse to just avoid making content, taking longer breaks, never finding that energy. In the span of my channel, I've burnt out probably a good 3 different times. And ultimately, what helped me overcome this obstacle was boundaries. I was so fixated on commenting back on YouTube, responding to my DMs, just massive amounts of engagement. In addition to this engagement, I felt the pressure to just upload on a massively consistent basis. I felt that I needed to upload 4 to 5 times a week just to meet that standard. Since YouTube is ultimately a hobby, aside from my career, my family, my friends, my other obligations and ventures, finding a way to make YouTube fit within all of that was really difficult for me. And giving up that journey for what I felt like I needed to be, and ultimately going back to just reminding myself that this is all about fun. Finding that fun and balance ultimately stirred up that creativity, which is ultimately what cured my burnout. So my request to you is make sure you're doing YouTube for the right reasons. If you're looking to be famous or have clout or have tons of subs or make lots of money or be sponsored to get free stuff, that's all great stuff, and that stuff can come if you work hard at YouTube. But if you forget to have fun and do what you love, that'll never shine through the camera, but it'll be very difficult for you to sustain that level of commitment and just drive to keep doing what you're doing. So again, I'm CubeSolveHero. If you haven't had a chance to check my channel out, I encourage you to check my channel out here, as well as a link in the description. So until next time, happy cubing.
So yeah, that is the advice from some of my cubing YouTuber friends. And I want to piggyback off their advice a little bit and kind of build off of that and give a few extra pieces of advice before this video ends. And the first one kind of goes off of what Cubeorithms said. He said, find your niche, find something that's different. And kind of going into that, another thing that you can add to that is just be the best at what your niche is. And the reason why I say that you need to do that is that's going to make it harder for other YouTube channels to copy what you're doing. And the harder it is for other YouTube channels to copy what you're doing or try and do it as well or better than you, is that you're going to have that advantage for a longer period of time until that really becomes your thing. So a lot of people have like their advantage being like the highest quality or the best looking shots or the best edited, or in Cubeorithms' case, the animation. And I would argue that these people who are big in those areas have done a really good job at making them the best at that specific quality. The next piece of advice that I have goes off of what Cubing Encoded said. He said that you need to make your videos with intention, and you need to make them in a way that like you can see or kind of predict whether this video is going to do well or this video is maybe not going to do as well. And you do that through using the tools that YouTube gives you called analytics. Definitely be sure to pay attention to what your demographics are. how many people are viewing your video, where these views are coming from, and your tags that you're putting on your video, and what works, what doesn't work, how to title a video. There's a lot of research that you can do on YouTube itself to kind of figure out what I need to do to kind of get this off the ground, what I need to title stuff, what I need to tag it. Pay attention to what works, what doesn't work. Of course, stick to what works. And then the final bit of advice that I have for you guys is find a community. YouTube is way more fun when you're a community and you're able to collaborate with other YouTubers or just have people to correspond with in the comment section. So look out for people who are trying to grow a YouTube channel kind of just like you are. Maybe they're in the same place around where they are in subs. Maybe they started about at the same time as you. Be sure to reach out to them, try and build a community, build a relationship with these people, and that will make it not only a lot more fun, but it might also be helpful in the future to create collaborations with these people. So that's all the advice that I have for you guys as far as how to get started on a cubing YouTube channel and how to grow one and get past the barriers. But that's not the last piece of advice that you're going to be hearing from me or the YouTubers in this video. In fact, there's going to be more videos just like this in the future, but they're not all going to be posted on my YouTube channel. Definitely be sure to go check out the other people who are in this video. Links, of course, are right above the like button on this video. Definitely go check them out, subscribe to their channel, because when we create more videos like this, it's going to be posted on either the people who are featured in this video or maybe some other cubing YouTubers as well. So be sure to check these people out so that you don't miss any more advice in the future. So super big thanks to everybody who was in this video. It was awesome. They make incredible content, all of them for different things. Go check them out. Click on their links, subscribe to their channels, tell them that you got there from the TheEpicCuber YouTube channel, and then definitely just watch all their videos and stuff because it's super awesome, awesome content. Sadly, we have just reached the end of this video. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like on this video and don't forget to subscribe as well. I'm Nathan. You guys have an awesome day. Bye. Boop, 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 boop.